Or you want me to?
What's up, everybody? Stefan Martinez, Nicholas Gambaro.
What's up?
In the holiday mood.
That's
Merry
right.
Christmas. Holiday seeds. I like the hat. Looking very festive. I'm digging it. All right. Um, Speaking of digging things, we're gonna do something unconventional today.
A little different. A little bit.
And since this guy loves lists, I'm gonna let him explain to you what we're doing a little bit different today. So, without any further ado, Big Dog, the floor is now yours, my friend.
Okay. We're doing today and 2 weeks from now, we're doing top 5 Christmas songs of all time. Although, truthfully, for me and this guy, it was really hard. Like, even right before the show, I'm like, I feel like we should do top 5 of all time, and then it's subjective. So we might have songs in there that are, our personal favorites, and
right.
So, we're also gonna do down the line top 5 Christmas movies. But today we're doing top 5 Christmas songs. Me and this guy love music and all that. We're big into the holidays and big into Christmas. So, and Stefan came to me with the idea. He's like, "Yo, you want to start off with the list first?" Even though, I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Something different, But you'll still get. Stefan has a load of big baseball news drop today. Some NBA stuff. We got big, actually, NFL Thursday game tonight. Which should be hopefully good, because most of them have been kind of garbage.
Yeah.
We get Nick's corner later on, and another new segment into that, which is called Nick's Picks, where I pick 5 football games and tell you who I think's going to win. So there you go.
So his new name should be Nick Stradamus. If he gets this right, he is now referred to as Nick Stradamus.
Well,
real quick, before we start the show officially, if you were looking for Nick and Steph merchandise for the holidays, we do apologize. We're gonna make some alterations to the logo for some reasons that we won't get into here, but we're gonna make some alterations and stuff will be ready to go in the store officially. I want to say the beginning or middle of January. So bear with us, folks. We do apologize. We're trying to make the best product we can for you guys. So again, bear with us, and we should be up and running soon. But with that said, there is some bluntly stated stuff you can purchase. New material there, masks, phone cases, shirts, crop tops for the ladies that like the crop tops. We got some there. So bluntly stated got you guys covered until we figure out what we're going to do, all right? But anyway, Big Dog, hit him with it, baby. Top 5 Christmas songs.
Put me on the spot first. Okay.
Of course.
Oh, man. So like I said, this was a hard list. I'm just going to rattle them off. Number 5, Step Into Christmas by Elton John. Recently have become a big Elton John fan the past couple of years, really big. And that song is just catchy. It's a happy tunage and makes you want to dance and sing. It's a good tune. Number 4, Blue Christmas by Elvis Presley. It's a sad song, but it's a classic. Elvis Christmas. Grew up with it. That's number 4. Number 3, It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas, the Bing Crosby version. I'm a very big fan of Bing Crosby's, his Christmas songs, and that's one too. That's a classic. Number 2, it's my personal favorite Christmas movie, the original Grinch, not any of the new ones, although the newest one, not too bad, but the original one. You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch by Thurl Ravenscroft is my number 2. Just brings me back to my childhood, and I just love the Grinch, the movie, the book. And number 1, I had to go with the Christmas song by Nat King Cole. Just a timeless Christmas classic. Yeah, that one just, it was hard to pick one, but I figured that's, to me, that's what I would go with at number one. The Christmas song by Nat King Cole. Whenever I hear that, it just puts you right in the Christmas mood. I mean, all these songs do, but that's the one I came up with. Although there were many. Dominic Rocky I thought about, because, growing up.
Well, he's on my list, so.
I had him on there originally, but I stopped him. Not that I don't love the song. I mean, my God, White Christmas by Bing Crosby. There's other Elvis songs, Rocking Around the Christmas Tree, Jingle Bell Rock. I mean,
all right, you're giving away my list there. Jeez,
I didn't know. My fault. Give us your list. I'm sorry.
Jingle Bell Rock is on the list.
There you go.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas is on the list. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer gotta be on the list.
That's another good one.
Gotta be on the list. Believe it or not, Jingle Bells is on there. I tried to, tweak it. So I'm like, let's put Jingle Bells. And finally, the last one. What's the song that starts with chestnuts roasting on an open fire? Do you know the
Christmas song by Nat?
Well, then that's it. That's it.
Dominic the Donkey, right? Was on.
Yeah, Dominic was number 5.
Dominic,
Bone in the Down. All right, so there you go. There's our list. Okay. What do you think about our list so far, folks? Big Dog, what do you think about the list?
I love it, man. I love it. Would hope more people gave us a list, but that's all right. Maybe, next week they'll give us their own list. Or listen, if you're watching now, if you give us a quick 1 through 5 list, then absolutely type it in the comments. We'd be more than happy to read it on the air.
There you go.
But yeah, it was hard for you too, right? To come up with a list.
Yo, there's so many Christmas songs that are good. You're just like, oh, somebody's getting left off, and I didn't mean it.
Snowman, Feliz Navidad. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Silver Bells.
Classic.
Good one. Let It Snow too by Dean Martin is good.
Nice. Yes.
Frank Sinatra has a ton of Christmas songs.
Frankie Boys.
Yeah. I have a whole Christmas playlist too that I listen to on a loop.
I know.
Yeah. I'm a big Christmas guy, as you could clearly tell with the Santa hat. I mean,
yeah, I mean, you're wearing that because you miss hockey. Don't lie. Tell the truth.
Although we got some positive news, hopefully, fingers crossed, but we'll get into that later. So yeah, like I said, next week it'll be a sports-related list, and then the next week after that, we're doing a special Wednesday show, the 23rd. We'll do our top 5 Christmas movies. So that'll be good. So we'll do that every week. 1 week we'll do sports related, and the next week we'll do something music or food. We like to switch it up too. I know this is a sports show, but
it's a show about everything. It's a show about whatever you want it to be. Do we like to talk sports? Yeah, but we're for the people. We're for the people.
Yeah.
So, here's what I'll say to start this thing out.
Okay.
We're going to talk about the football game. It's a big game. Rams, Patriots. We're gonna get into that. However, big baseball news today that rocked me and had me like, really? Dave Dombrowski, the new president of the Philadelphia Phillies. Now, I'm shocked at this, big dog, and I'm shocked for a myriad of reasons. Number one, when he left the GM job of the Red Sox, you kind of got the sense that he wouldn't do this again. And he was also on a committee to start a team in Nashville to try to get something going in the city of Nashville. So when I heard that Dave Dombrowski's name was associated with the Phillies, I says, wow, this is big because, listen, everywhere Dave Dombrowski's went, he's won. I remember texting you guys in the group chat when the Red Sox hired him. This is going to be a big move for them. It's going to be a solid move for them. As a Yankee fan, I'm very scared because that guy is as smart can get. So I like the hire. Now, I'm going to play devil's advocate. There are some negatives to this hire. The negatives are he doesn't really build a farm system, Dave Dombrowski. He's more of a money spender on proven major leaguers rather than trying to sign, minor leaguers and develop. And that's not his game. His game is you give me money, I'll get the biggest free agent, I'll make a shrewd trade here and there, I'll put a roster together that's representative of what we want to build. So that's Dave Dombrowski in a nutshell. That's who he is, and that's what he does. So, and the reason why I'm shocked by this is that if you look at the Phillies roster, it's pretty much put together. Like Bryce Harper's there for the next bajillion years. JT Realmuto is probably going to get re-signed now that Dave Dombrowski's there because he's the type that he wants to make a deal. He's not going to go younger. I think he gets something done with JT now. It just feels very, very, very strange at this juncture in his career for him to take this job.
Yeah, it's that would be a guy that I would have loved the Mets to have. I mean, my number one, I love Theo Epstein.
Mm-hmm.
But, this move now, thinking about it, that it's going to be hard for the Mets this year. It's going to be, fun if you're a neutral fan, but if you're a fan of any team in the NL East, it's going to be a tough fight.
Well, Rick, I would agree with you if Phillies ownership wasn't willing to spend money. I now put the Phillies in play for Trevor Bauer. I put the Phillies in play for all the big market free agents. I put them in play for a lot of things that I didn't have them in play for before because I think Dave Dombrowski is not the type of guy that's just going to stand here and let it go idly by. That's not how he does business. So right now, I'd say that I put the Phillies above the Marlins. I think right now the Phillies are, to me, right now, the fourth best team in the National League. I think that's fair.
Possible.
I just think that if you hire Dave Dombrowski, you mean business. You're not going to hire that guy and then say, oh, yeah, let's throw up our hands and rebuild.
How far Atlanta went. They were
right.
a couple games from the World Series, but blew it.
Right.
They got Steve Cohen now.
Right.
The Marlins they're getting up there. They're fighting. So they had to make a big move, and this certainly got everybody's attention. That's for sure.
Yeah, and here's the thing. The move has flaws. I'll be the first to admit it. The move has flaws, absolutely. For all the reasons that I stated just a little while ago. I do think, however, it shows the level of desperation that the Phillies see themselves in. Because you have Steve Cohen with the Mets. You have the Nationals still in the conversation, although I don't know how much of the conversation they are at this point. Atlanta's not going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So we kind of have to take this move for what it is. This move reeks a little bit of desperation to me. I think that Philly could be the fourth best team in the National League. Winners might be dead last, but those three are. See, I got to be honest with you. I like Atlanta. I don't love Atlanta moving forward, and here's why. I don't think Atlanta can fill out the rest of the rotation with top flight starting pitching. Look at how they patched it together these last couple of years. What did they do last year? They did Cole Hamels on a 1-year deal, didn't work out. The year before that, they did Dallas Keuchel. Atlanta's not going to spend big on starting pitching. With the Nationals, they show you will spend big on starting pitching. I think the Mets will spend big on starting pitching. So where Philly can have a upside is, I think the Phillies would spend big on starting pitching if it presented itself. You know what I'm saying? Where I don't think Atlanta will spend big on pitching, and pitching wins championship. Philly's throwing a Hail Mary. I don't even think it's in reaction to Cohen. I think it's in reaction to the division as a whole. I think when you look at the division as a whole, you know, the Nationals are still solid. The Marlins are coming. You know, it's now, does Steve Cohen have a lot to do with it? Sure, but I don't think
point, because honestly, when you told me, the first thing I thought of was like, it's because probably, well, one, because he's a great baseball mind and has won. But also, I think it was a reactionary. No, you don't think a little bit coming?
Little bit, but I think
it's a lot to do.
If you're thinking in a one-track mind exclusively about Steve Cohen, and you're not thinking about the whole thing as a whole, that you're doing yourself a disservice out the box. You understand what I'm saying? If this was strictly a move to look at Steve Cohen and go, we did it because of him, then it's a stupid move then.
I mean, look at the Harper contract. They thought, oh, this amazing superstar, you know what, let's give him all this dough, money, and let's see if we can win a World Series. But
honestly, I don't think the Phillies, listen, the Phillies got some holes. Let's not act like the Phillies roster is complete. They got holes.
No.
You gotta figure out what you're doing.
Like they would pay for superstars just to try and win.
What, 27 ahead of it, and then Miami's probably next. Then the Mets run it. Nah, I don't give the Marlins that much credit yet. The Marlins run was due to COVID in 2020. Can I see the Marlins finishing in 4th place or last place next year? Because they're young? Yeah. Anybody can finish in first place in 60 games. You know what I'm saying? That's a sample of the season. I don't think the Marlins are that good, to be honest with you. And so
I still think they have a long way to go.
Right.
The best teams are Philly and Philly and Atlanta and the Mets.
Yeah.
We still have Washington up there, although
yeah, the Nationals are interesting from this perspective because they're having conversations internally about what do we do with Max Scherzer? Do we trade Max Scherzer to try and capitalize on whatever value he may have left?
Right.
You can't trade Strasburg. You just gave Strasburg a 7-year deal last year, so he's under contract. And they gave Corbin the money the year before that. So they're pretty locked into just starting pitching. And eventually you're going to have to pay Robles. You're going to have to figure out what you're going to do with Trey Turner. Do you pay him? Do you trade him? You know, the Nationals in a very, very delicate position. And the Lerner family, they'll spend money, but it's not like they're going to break the bank to spend money. So I wonder how they're going to combat the whole Steve Cohen thing and the whole – listen, the Phillies are going to spend money. We know that. Whether you spend money smartly is different.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the key to it too. And Big Dog, you said it. Steve Cohen's putting a lot of fear in a lot of people because they look at that guy and they go, his pockets are deep. And he's smart about how he's spending his money. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. I love the fact that the Mets aren't giving JT Realmuto 7 years. I love it. I'm not. I love the fact that he's not giving JT Realmuto crazy money. Pay James McCann the 4 years. Get him done. Solid catcher behind the plate. good defender, hits for power. I'm good with that. If you can, if this is your offseason as a Met fan, how happy are you?
Very.
George Springer, James McCann, Trevor Bauer. If that's your offseason, how happy are you?
That's a big off season.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
You know, DJ LeMahieu too, but we'll see.
Listen, and you've had several. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna admit this publicly. I had an epiphany. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
I think I trade Gleyber Torres.
What?
Hear me out.
You of all people.
I know.
You're the number one Gleyber fan out there.
I love him. But here's my point. If you bring DJ LeMahieu back, right? He's playing second base. And I don't think Gleyber Torres is the shortstop of the future. So I think the Yankees look at it and go, listen, we love Gleyber, but should we trade him while his value's kind of, high? You can get something for him. They can get some young starting pitching depth, which they're always looking for. Every team is. And look who's on the free agent market next year in terms of shortstops. Lindor, Trevor Story. You have a bunch of shortstops on the market next year. So I think Brian Cashman at least should explore the option of, hey, what if we trade Gleyber Torres? We get some young pitching and young talent back. We shore up our shortstop position because Gio Urshela is playing third for you for at least the next 5-6 years.
Right.
So if the infield is shaking out the way we think it's shaking out, where are you putting Gleyber Torres if he's not a liability? Shortstop, he's a liability.
I hope the first guy he calls is Steve Cohen, but he probably won't.
That's not to say that he trades him. I think it's something you at least have to consider if you're looking at the way the roster is going to be constructed. Like, because DJ's playing second. And here's the thing. They've also talked about trading Luke Voigt, but Luke Voigt's hard to move. Because Luke Voigt's a power hitting first baseman that is a dime a dozen. You can find a power hitting first baseman in Korea. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know if that's going to be easy to trade. So I think that is my point on that. I know it's shocking because I love Gleyber. I wouldn't trade him. If I was running the Yankees, I wouldn't, but I'd at least consider where they are roster wise. And you're gonna have to give him a monster extension. You're gonna have to pay him at some point.
Right.
So you're paying Giancarlo money. Garrett Cole's on your books for another 8 years. This one, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, like where's the money gonna come from? And they're already penny pinching because nobody was in the building last year. Who knows where we're going to get people back in the building again this year. So that's kind of where they're kind of think about it from a financial point of view. So I think that's why I consider it.
Cash. Come on, man. Make the call Queens, baby. Queens. Thing to give up. Any case you got?
Nah.
Yeah,
Listen.
I feel the same, Rick. I'm not big on Bauer either. So I'm about the guy. I'm not the things he said in the past, the off the field stuff. I don't need that on my team.
That's fair. That's fair. But I just think that it's a conversation that I know that they're having. They're having these conversations amongst themselves.
Right.
Now, what it means, whether they do it or not, that's completely different. But I can almost guarantee you that they're at least talking about it, seeing where he fits, seeing if he fits.
There you go.
Listen, first of all, you ain't got nothing that I want. So that's first
Money,
off.
we'll give you more of that.
You ain't enough money in the world. You got any young pitching I may want, then we could talk about it.
Now, we ain't giving you no players.
Then
but
you're done. Then I'm done with you. I trade him to Siberia before I trade him to the Mets for nothing.
I'm telling you, and I want to know what you and Rick think. I think the Met-Yankee rivalry is going to grow. Even though they still won't play in the same division, I still think those games are going to matter, especially if the MLB is smart and schedules them like in September or like late in the season.
Right.
I'm just saying.
The games are going to matter, sure, but and I agree with you. They're going to have a little extra juice. I'm not going to diminish that fact.
You're going to be into it. Come on now. Maybe the hatred will grow again for the Mets.
Nah, because I got 27 championships, so I don't hate nobody. I'm good with whatever.
Went there, huh? Didn't think you'd go there, but
I'm just saying.
I see how you're thinking.
So why hate? And here's the thing. And here's why I'm going to say I hope the Mets are uber successful. Because maybe it'll push the Yankees to be the Yankees again. Go ahead, Mets. Win a couple championships. Take the city back. Go ahead, you can have it. Because I want the Steinbrenner kids to turn into the father. It'll never happen. But I'm hoping Steve Cohen wakes up one day, smacks him, and says, listen, I got 3 chips in the next 5 years. What are you doing? The Yankee brand means nothing. Start spending money like drunken sailors again. Let's move. Because all this analytical garbage, it ain't working.
Nah, keep using it. You guys are good with it. Keep using analytics.
And look, at the end of the day, am I semi-joking? Yeah. But am I pissed at the fact that they continue to be happy staying status quo? Yeah. I'm pissed at it. I'm pissed at the fact that, listen, no, you don't have anything I want. I don't want that kid.
I don't even know who that is.
I want pitching, and I want frontline pitching for somebody like that.
Now
then I'm done with you. Then hang up the phone. Then we're not talking. Because if it doesn't include a frontline starting pitcher, then I ain't gonna talk about it. That's it.
All right. Labor will come sooner or later. They'll realize.
Honestly, I think the Yankees lock him up. I think the Yankees give him the money. I think they find a way to get him finished. I'm gonna be honest with you. I just think, you have the smart money says, listen, explore a trade. I'm not saying trade him, but at least figure out what's on the table and what it would take. What other teams would be willing to, give you.
Exactly.
I just think you're not doing smart business if you don't do that. The same thing with I'm gonna make a football point here, but it's the same thing with the Jets and Jamal Adams. You gotta at least I'm making the point of Joe Douglas did the smart thing by at least seeing what was available for him.
No, he did.
You have to. You can't just man. You got it. No player is untradeable unless you're Giancarlo Stanton with all that money in your 90. Then you're untradeable. But even Aaron Judge is tradable. I've said that several times before, and I love Aaron Judge, but he's tradable.
Yeah.
On to the football game though. I'm gonna shock you a little bit.
Okay.
I'm going with New England.
Wow. And I picked the opposite.
And here's why I'm going with New England.
Okay.
Young quarterback in Jared Goff. Had kind of struggles against blitz defenses. And what does Bill do? Young quarterback, your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner. He likes young quarterbacks. So I think New England wins. Not a blowout. I'm not gonna say blowout. I'm not gonna get crazy, but I think New England wins by at least a touchdown.
I think the way the Rams have been playing, I think with that defense, now Cam could run though, which is dangerous.
Mhm.
So that could be a weakness for the Rams defense. But I mean, with Aaron Donald and with Jalen Ramsey at corner, I
Right.
think it's going to be hard for New England to score a lot of points tonight. That's why I got the Rams. Although, and also too, New England scored 45 points last week, so I don't think they're really going to score that much tonight. But they did stay on the West Coast apparently because they did play in LA against the Chargers last week. So I would assume they stayed in LA. That makes sense. So that could be an advantage to them getting used to the
whenever you, and then you want to minimize the travel because of
exactament.
times we're in. So smart move there by you. Smart thinking there, you're right.
I try. But some of these games intrigue me. I mean, I'm not going to give my picks away yet.
You gotta butter me up.
Seahawks are going to kill the Jets, so we're not even going to talk about that.
Well, yeah.
Now they're only 13-point underdogs. I don't really know.
Wait a minute. Wait. 13?
Yeah, I think minus 13.
Seattle sucks though, so I could see that.
Yeah, but
Seattle's offense is horrid.
Lately,
Horrid.
Texans, Bears, Bucks, Vikings, and Tampa. I think this is a game. If you the Buccaneers, you gotta win, and if you don't, if I'm a Tampa Bay fan, I'd be a little concerned. I mean, I'm a little concerned already, but I would still think, but we got Brady and this. But if you lose to Minnesota at home and Kirk Cousins, that's a problem. That's a bit of a problem. What do you think about that game?
That could be a trap game for the Buccaneers because you got Dalvin Cook running the football down everybody's necks. Everybody. Adam Thielen is still one of the elite wide receivers in this league. And for all the talk about Tampa's offense, Tom Brady's an intercepting throwing machine.
Right.
And, if you're Kirk Cousins, all you want to do is keep the game simple. Keep Tom Brady on the sideline. Keep him, cursing at his teammates. Don't let him get warmed up. Because once he gets those arthritic bones warmed up, you're finished.
You get a problem. A little bit.
So, listen, and where are they playing? They're in Tampa, they're on the road.
They're in Tampa.
They haven't been good at home, so I'm going to take the Vikings in the shocker.
Okay. Raiders Colts is interesting. Two teams that are kind of on the cusp to win, not win it. You know what I'm saying? To be a playoff team, excuse me.
Yeah, they're in the wild card.
And the Colts have a great defense, the number one defense in the league, but the offense is kind of meh because you got old man Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
And then the Raiders look amazing one week, but then they lose to Atlanta by like 50 points.
They're the literal definition of Jekyll and Hyde. They are.
Very much so.
You get blown out by Atlanta 43-6 where Julio Jones and the whole crew is running roughshod on you.
Right.
And then you barely beat the Jets on a gimme because the Jets wanted to lose the football game. They wanted to lose because you're playing bump and run with 10 seconds left. And real quick, because I heard this yesterday and I had to get your thoughts because I was baffled. Oh, but maybe Adam Gase didn't know the play call, so he got it in late. Since when is Adam Gase ever involved with this defense? Can somebody tell me the answer to this question?
Who said that? Or you just saw someone on Twitter said it?
No, somebody on Twitter that's with the Jets. So I think Adam got the call wrong. Really?
I don't know.
Really? Is this what we're doing now?
Apparently.
Lord, man. And then the excuses people, man. Yeah. Oh, it's no big deal. Oh, really? Okay. All right. Anyway, keep going. Raiders, who they got?
Indianapolis. I picked the Oakland Raiders. Or the Vegas Raiders.
I'm picking Vegas to win by field.
Oh. I picked another game like that too. Saints Eagles. Jalen Hurts gets his first start. They're gonna lose, but I think it's gonna be good experience for the kid.
Yeah, Saints win the football game, but Jalen Hurts actually. I think Jalen Hurts plays well, but Saints win the football game.
Yep. Chargers beat the Falcons, I think. Although maybe Atlanta could come up and sneak a win there.
Maybe.
Washington football team has been playing really well against the 49ers. I think Washington's going to win again.
I think Washington wins that football game. I agree with you. Yes.
And since I might as well just do my picks now because, we're on the football topic. I picked the Rams, the 5 games I picked, Rams over Patriots, Chiefs over Dolphins, I think in a tight one, actually. What do you think about that game? That one's going to be intriguing to watch.
Chiefs, Dolphins, I got the Chiefs in a blowout.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Even in South Beach?
Don't matter. When warm weather, cold weather, don't matter.
I think the Giants beat the Cardinals.
I agree with you, yeah.
Are you surprised, because Don LaGreca was saying this on the K Show, that he's very surprised they're 3-point underdogs with the way they've been playing lately?
I thought it'd be a little bit closer than that. That's a little much.
Right? I thought the same thing.
Excuse me. One sec, big dog. Keep going.
You got it.
Keep going.
Yeah, the way the Giants have been playing, and especially with that big win in Seattle last week, I thought they would win. And, lately, they've been
Somebody's knocking on the door.
4 wins in a row. I'm telling you, I think they're going to run the table and win this division. And I think they were talking about it yesterday on the K Show, and then I started to think about it. The Giants could possibly, and it's not all that crazy to say, I think they can make a possible run, a very deep playoff run. Because if you look at it, look at the NFC, look at all those teams. Yes, by name, you got Green Bay, New Orleans, Tampa Bay, Seattle. But really, how good have all those teams really been? We know who Green Bay is. They have a great offense because of Aaron Rodgers. Their defense good? Hell no. The Saints, they're without Drew Brees. Even with Drew Brees, I don't know. Maybe the Giants' defense on that day could win. Who knows? Tampa Bay has been sketchy. Plus, the Giants are kind of Brady's kryptonite. So who knows there?
Listen, is it conceivable to say that the Giants could possibly make a run to the NFC title game? No. I think
it's realistic.
I think that's on the table.
With a healthy Daniel Jones, why not?
Right. And here's the thing. You got to start to think, if Daniel Jones is healthy, and that's what they're hoping he is, the Giants are now in the conversation to possibly win the entire NFC. Not just the NFC East.
Very possible.
But the NFC as a whole.
What are we saying every week? The NFC is wide open.
They're people with flaws. Green Bay is a great offensive team, but let me be very, very clear. Green Bay's defense is not someone, or not. I'm not scared of them by any stretch of the imagination. So
I agree.
You look at Green Bay's defense and you go, you can be good on any given day, but for the most part, they're going to give up points. And the one thing about the Giants' defense feels like they can stop anybody at any time. So if that is the blueprint we're playing with, The Giants could be a very scary football team heading into the playoffs if they get there.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Sunday night game, Pittsburgh and Buffalo. I got Pittsburgh winning this
Go,
one.
go Bills.
I knew you were picking them. I was thinking Bills, but I'm going Pittsburgh. I think they bounced back after losing to Washington the week before.
See, but I'm not picking Buffalo just to pick Buffalo.
Now you're picking because you're being fanboy, which I love to see. You want Pittsburgh.
I have ulterior motives.
But it's all good. It's all good.
If Pittsburgh loses again.
This is what I've been waiting for, not the journalistic Stefan, the fanboy Stefan. Rooting against teams, boys, and actually showing it, like wearing your Browns hoodie on Monday. It's annoying when it's the Yankees and they're in the playoff, but it's your team, and you do what you do. But Browns, listen, go for it. Root against them.
Listen, I'm just saying.
Although you still hate Dallas. I mean,
yeah. It was sweet. I was kind of
like Pittsburgh. You would root for Dallas now, or you'd want them to win, not necessarily root, but
no. But I was rooting for Dallas on Monday night to beat the Ravens. So I hate them, but you got to do what you got to do.
And speaking of that game, that confusion of the COVID test and Des Bryant, I mean, for the love of God.
Can we figure this out?
First of all, and look, things happen. You told me today that now the COVID tests were negative, supposedly, correct?
Right.
But if they are positive in that moment, and he's been around all these guys, and look, they probably, let's face it, the NFL just wants to play these games and get through it.
Right.
At really any cost, right? I mean,
it sucks to say that, but it's kind of true.
But to me, if a guy tests positive, you can't play that game. You can't, because who he's been around. You just can't do it. I mean, I'm baffled that they still played that game. Now they said it's negative, but still in that moment, it's positive. You're not just going to go, let's play anyway.
And here's the thing, right? Say, for instance, that it did come back positive a second time, and he was around all those guys, and it affects the Ravens' chances to get into the playoffs now because they're on the outside looking in. They're on the fringe, right? What does it do to your chances? The Ravens already dealt with a COVID outbreak. You don't need another one happening.
Exactly, 100%.
Because you're being irresponsible or you're not adhering to the protocols. And I'm not saying Des Bryant didn't adhere to the protocols. Please don't misunderstand my words. Bless you. What I'm saying is I just feel like we need to be open-minded. This thing is raging on around the country. So you already know that there's going to be some, people are going to have questions. Did he know or did they know, and did they let him play anyway? And then, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like the whole Justin Turner thing. Yeah, it's kind of like the whole Justin Turner thing.
You can't put people at risk.
Right. Which goes back to, listen, I'm going to say this. The Browns play the Ravens Monday night. Let's say, God forbid, comes out that Dez's test was positive and all this. That puts that game in jeopardy now.
And another team and more players at risk. And then even Ravens players going home. How do you know if you have it or not?
Right.
You have to self-isolate from your family. It's
kind of crazy.
Bad job on the NFL. Terrible.
How long have we been saying that? For a couple years now. What's up?
No, nothing.
No, we've been saying that for a while now, that the NFL continually gets it wrong. You can't get it wrong like this. You can't do it.
Nah.
And it's going to affect other teams because they put this extra week in, but the extra week, you may have to use the extra week now.
Right.
So I'm just hoping that everything is okay. Nobody got the veto because
I agree, Dave.
I'm trying to make the playoffs. I'm just saying.
I hear you.
A little bit of crazy NBA news today. First off, monster extension by Paul George. I put it on the show page. Crazy extension, 4 years, 190 million. That now adds an additional 4 years on top of his current contract, which is set to expire at the end of this season. So his current contract right now is 5 years at 226 million. So that's a nice little payday for Mr. Paul George.
Little bit-o.
James Harden continues to say he doesn't want to be in Houston and has now included the Milwaukee Bucks and Miami Heat as possible destinations via trade. If James Harden ends up in Milwaukee or South Beach, well, as the kids say, well, damn. Well, damn.
Oh, goddamn.
Well, damn. Because now Giannis is probably like, no, yeah, I'll stand. Not too bad. All right.
That's nice.
Yeah. So this is interesting little tidbits from around the NBA. Preseason officially starts tomorrow. Preseason basketball. So little excited about that. And hopefully we get to the NBA with no major, snafus or stoppages.
What are your hopes for the Knicks? Playoffs?
Oh, God, no. Oh, God, no. I hope not. The New York. He said that.
You're going to hear from the Nets fans this year, though, because they're probably making the playoffs, I'm sure.
Good for them. You want a cookie?
Where Brooklyn at?
Good God almighty. Yeah, Brooklyn's in Jersey at the I-Dot Center. That's where Brooklyn at. Where Brooklyn at.
Oh, this new Stephen. Love it. Love it. Where's this been for the past 5 years? I'm a journalist, and I can't do that, and I can't. No. I can't show my fan. Oh, screw that. You're a fan. Show you're a fan. Don't be scared. Oh, my Lord.
What?
Like, no, I'm a journalist. I got to call, like I see down the middle. Yo, be a fan. It's more fun. Just be a fan. Have a good, grand old time. I mean, the Knicks, really, you can't have a grand old time, but...
Yeah, I was going to say, the only grand old time I'm having is...
The Browns and Yankees are giving you something.
Yeah, it's going to be a long year for my Blue Devils.
Duke ain't giving you nothing this year.
Yeah, it's going to be a long year.
Basketball. When did college basketball start?
Maybe like a week and a half ago.
How many losses do they have?
Did you hear Coach K? Coach
No.
K was like, we shouldn't be playing. This is not good for these kids. This is dangerous. So Coach K is against it. They're 2-2 right now. Duke Blue Devils.
Oh my God! Are you kidding? You're acting like the world's ending.
Listen, the loss we had the other night, we got blown out the other night at home at Cameron Indoor by I forgot some bum team. I don't even remember the team.
Oh yeah, that's bad.
We got murdered the other night. We scored 68 points and we gave up 83.
What? Yeah, Duke's losing that power.
Whoa. Whoa.
Time for that team down the road. All right, let me stop. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Well, you're about to hang up. You're about to stop the show.
I thought about it. I thought about it.
You know, I don't care about college basketball.
Carolina, that's a sensitive subject. You can go
any hurt around this guy.
Oh yeah, nah.
He don't even say it.
Oh.
That team.
Yeah. Ooh, gives me the ooh. It's like you in the Garden. That'll be me at Chapel Hill, ready to vomit.
Yeah, I don't feel right as an Islander fan. Even if I'm, you get the that uncomfortable, uneasy feeling. Like, I shouldn't be
I shouldn't be here.
You're right. That kid.
Looking around, skin crawling.
Yeah, can't be it. Oh.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I can't go. I avoid the Garden at any cost.
You avoid the Garden at any cost.
Like if someone's in concert, I want to see the Barclays Center, the Coliseum. I'll go to
Boise.
before I go to the Garden. I'll go to Prudential Center. I ain't going to hell no. Ugh. Just the name of it. Excuse me. Ugh.
Listen, I wouldn't give money to James Dolan either, so I get it.
Yeah, but it's just being in. Ugh. Gives me the willies.
Yeah, it's the same thing about me and Chapel Hill.
Yeah, if you were, if you were on North Carolina campus, you would. Yeah, I should be.
I need like 90 showers. Oh.
Yeah, that's what I felt like too. Every time if I saw a concert at the Garden or something, I got, God. It's hard to focus on the show because you're just thinking about where you're at and you're like,
you're like, just don't feel gooch. And you start sharing.
Yeah, you going to an away Duke game?
Oh.
But if you guys won there, it'd be beautiful. Like when I went to the Islander Ranger game at the Garden and we won, oh my God. That was like one of the greatest feelings of my life.
Listen, I would have stormed the court screaming, you know what?
Yeah, we can't. But I know what you're thinking. That's with you and ends in an S.
Yeah. Anyway, what do you got on Nick's Corner tonight, lad?
Time for Nick's Corner. Very excited about this hockey news. We got to start with that Foist.
Foist. All right, there.
Again, still not officially a fiche. Okay. So.
Okay.
A couple of days ago, and then I'll read off the possible new division changes. So basically, Pierre LeBrun. So I'll just go through it. Most of the hockey pundits and reporters, Pierre LeBrun, Alan Freeman's, breaking news.
Yes. According to Jeff Goodman, who works for Stadium, Duke is planning to not play any more in non-conference games. Obviously, that could change, but the Duke Blue Devils plan to play ACC opponents only for the time being.
Wow, we just talked about that. That's funny. That's a good move.
Yeah, listen, anything to avoid the veto.
Now it's looking like they want to start a season anywhere between January 13th and January 16th. Again, it's still got to be approved. Needs a 2/3 majority vote. And if that happens, we will get hockey back. Come on, for the love of God, come back. Please. Now, from Pierre Lebrun. Not finalized yet and still subject to change, but the 2020-21 4-division realignment currently looks like this according to sources. Here we go. Stefan, after I read them, tell me what you think. The Islanders division, which consists of the Boston Bruins, the Buffalo Sabres, the New Jersey Devils, the New York Islanders, the New York Rangers, Philadelphia Flyers, Pittsburgh Penguins, and Washington Capitals. Now, next, the Carolina Hurricanes, Columbus Blue Jackets, the Detroit Red Wings, the Chicago Blackhawks, the Florida Panthers, the Minnesota Wild, Nashville Predators, Tampa Bay Lightning. This next one is a doozy on the West Coast, which actually also consists of 3 Central teams. Anaheim Ducks, the Arizona Coyotes, the Colorado Avalanche, the Dallas Stars, the Los Angeles Kings, San Jose Sharks, St. Louis Blues, and the Vegas Golden Knights. Then, lastly, we have the All-Canadian Division A, which will consist of the Toronto. Oh, more breaking news.
Sources around Florham Park say Adam Gase's days are numbered with the New York Jets.
There you go. Get him out.
Okay.
Kick him out of there. Then get rid of ownership, kick them out, and we'll be gooch. Nah, but we're still screwed. But hopefully that's step one. And the Canadian teams, of course, will be the Toronto Maple Leafs, the Montreal Canadiens, the Ottawa Senators, Winnipeg Jets, Calgary Flames, Edmonton Oilers, and the Vancouver Canucks. Now, break it down by division. First of all, that whole Canadian division's dope. One, because, it's going to amp up all these rivalries even more because that's all you're going to be playing. Like, you're going to get a bunch of Maple Leaf Canadiens matchups, or you're going to get a bunch of Senator Maple Leafs games. You're going to get a lot of Oilers Flames matchups. So, it's just awesome. And, oh my God, just thinking about it, it's going to be fun. And these divisions, too, first of all, that West Coast division with the 3 Central teams, because you got the 3 California teams, but then you have Colorado, Dallas, and St. Louis playing against the Kings, Anaheim, Vegas, San Jose. That in itself is, super exciting. And then a lot of people are knocking this division, which, is it that great looking on paper? No, but then again, I'm a hockey nut. So, you have Nashville, Minnesota, and Chicago. I don't know. To me, they're entertaining teams. you're going to be now. Detroit's not great, but they're up and coming. You're going to get that Detroit-Chicago rivalry once again revitalized, which is one of the best rivalries in the history of the game. The two Floridian teams. But, I mean, you're going to get Tampa Bay versus Chicago, rematch of the 2015 Cup Final in two high-powered offenses. Nashville, Columbus, who's always good, Carolina. So there could be some really, really good and entertaining matchups. Columbus, Detroit, because of the geographical aspect. Carolina, Florida, and Tampa Bay, all the southern teams, they used to be in a division together. So that division's not as bad as people making it out to be. And, I mean, our division, it's the toughest in hockey, and it's not even close, I think. At least by these divisions. I mean, Boston, first of all, off the bat, you got Boston, the New York Islanders, Philly, and Washington. Islanders who made the conference final run. Boston Bruins, who, when healthy, are an absolute force to be reckoned with. The Flyers, who made it far last year, who are getting better. Washington, who's usually always in the playoffs. Pittsburgh, they're kind of going through, I wouldn't say a rebuild, but they're definitely going through a phase of getting knocked out in the first round. So they're a little sketchy, but still I wouldn't totally overlook them.
How's this for funny? I don't mean to cut you off again, but how's this for funny? Did you hear about Manish Mehta?
I did. Yeah.
But that's all I gotta say about that. Manish, don't tell me this, Manish.
Joe B, you're a treasure. But you got a lot of young and up and coming teams. The Rangers, the Sabres, who just got Taylor Hall. The Devils got Corey Crawford in net. So that Division 2 is going to be absolutely exciting. But I'm really excited, hoping to God this gets approved, which from what I'm reading and hearing about, it seems like it will get approved. At least that's what most reporters seem to think, and NHL pundits and analysts on TV think. Stefan, are you hearing the same thing, that it's looking more positive than negative that the NHL will start its season in January at some point?
Mm-hmm. I've heard January 15th.
Okay. All right. So hockey, I think when I kneeled down and prayed, hope to God, though, make it official. Let's get back. Had to do that. Moving on to a little soccer, and then we'll wrap up. Actually, our thoughts and prayers, Paolo Rossi, who passed away today, Italian soccer legend. He played for Juventus. He actually played there twice, from 1973 to 1975. And from 1981 to 1985, he also played for Milan. He played for Hellas Verona. So mostly he played in the Italian league for the most of his career. He also played for the Italian national team in 1977 to 1986. So he was on that World Cup winning team in 86. He made 48 appearances and scored 20 goals for Italy. And his club career, he made 338 appearances and 134 goals. So rest in peace, Paolo Rossi. Another soccer legend lost. We lost Diego Maradona.
2020 just been a sucky year.
It
Right?
really-
Like, Enough with the death and Lawson and come on, man.
Think about it. It's how many big names in whether it's athlete, movie star. I mean,
Joe Morgan, Jerry Stiller, Diego Maradona, this guy, the way you just mentioned, Jerry Sloan.
Trebek.
Jerry Sloan, former Utah Jazz coach. Like, come on, man.
Jerry Stiller, one of the greats. Funny as hell. Oh, him playing Mother on King of Queens.
Oh, yeah.
And, of course, Frank Costanza on Seinfeld.
Enough with the deaths, man. I'm over this shit.
PSG versus Istanbul abandoned because of alleged racism. The Champions League match between Paris Saint-Germain and Istanbul was suspended until the following day after players from both sides walked off the pitch Tuesday, alleging a match official used racial language toward the Turkish side's assistant coach. Players from the Turkish team were furious, saying fourth official Sebastian, I cannot pronounce, usually I'm good with the names, but that's a tough one, of Romania, had used a racial term against assistant coach Pierre Webo, who is from Cameroon. Before Webo was sent off at Parc des Princes by Romanian match referee, UEFA announced that the match will resume. So in the 13th minute the next day, our assistant coach, Pierre Webo, has been sent off with a racist word by the fourth official ref of the match. The match was stopped for a while, Istanbul said on the club's official Twitter feed. Their club president said that the players would not go back onto the field as long as the fourth referee was still there. Following an alleged incident involving the fourth official, the match was temporarily suspended, European football's governing body, UEFA, said in a statement. After consultation with both teams, it was agreed that the match would restart with a different fourth official. UEFA will thoroughly investigate the matter, and further communication will be made in due course. And it goes on and on.
That sucks.
I mean, it really sucks. It's unfortunate. It's sickening. It's horrible. And just the fact that, you know, there's still racism going on. There's still, it's disgusting. It's terrible. And there's so many stories like these in soccer every year, for years. I mean, of course, worldwide, but we're talking about soccer in particular. And there always has been these stories about racial abuse, and it's just, it has to stop. People just should, like, embrace each other, no matter who they love, what color they are, what. It's crazy.
It sucks. It really does.
It's awful.
It just shows how far we have to go still to finish this, to get this right. It sucks. And the unfortunate thing is, soccer is the inclusive game. They include everybody.
Yeah.
That's the world game. So for it to be felt at that level just shows how far we have to go.
There is a lot more work to be done, so UEFA hopefully will step up and do something.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Players did. They all, when the match restarted the next day, they all took a knee, and so, which was great to show a moment of solidarity. That actually happened in a lower league English football soccer game over the weekend, and the fans booed. How sickening is that? Just because they were kneeling, and I mean, it's terrible. Awful.
That's unfortunate.
And the person who alleged, who made the racist remark says, "Oh, I'm not a racist," which is I think a lie.
If you wouldn't have made the remarks if you're not racist.
Absolutely. So hopefully that gets fixed, and hopefully over the years, you will start to see less and less racial abuse towards players in all sports.
Because
It's just
at the end of the day, they're human beings. Like
human beings, no matter what color they are.
Right.
Everyone should be included. Everyone should, be able to feel comfortable playing on the field, and not feel their life may be in danger, or someone's going to say something to them or hurt them.
That's it's awful. It's unfortunate, and it's just. I wish I wasn't this way, man.
Me too. And to end the show, one of the segments everybody enjoys is when I discuss the Premier League matches of the weekend. Here we go. Friday, tomorrow, December 11th, Leeds against West Ham. Saturday, you got Wolves, Aston Villa, Newcastle.
I wanted to ask you, how did the game between Messi and Ronaldo go there? How did that go? Did you see any of it?
Did not, again, because CBS Sports likes to charge everybody, and I don't have a subscription. I should, but all these, it's crazy. Like, Champions League used to be on ESPN. Then they went to Fox. Then they went to TNT, and then now, I don't know why. It's going downhill, in terms of the networks they've been on. I mean, because ESPN, is the cream of the crop, at least in the United States. But now you're on, the CBS Sports Network. But they're not even on TV. You can only stream them, which is nuts, because the Champions League is, the biggest club competition in I don't know. To me, that makes no sense. You want people to watch a product.
Honestly, that's like paying a pay-per-view price for a regular Monday Night Raw.
I mean, right? These are group stage.
I don't mean to make it a wrestling analogy, but I think that was
no. It's a good one, right? Because they're not knockout games yet. They're not semifinal. They're group stage games. I don't understand, but to answer your question, good sir, Juventus won 3-0. Ronaldo and Weston McKennie. Now, the young American scored a goal against for Juventus over the weekend, and he scored in that game. So these young American players, Gio Reyna scored over the weekend. Christian Pulisic, coming back from injury, scored.
Nice.
So the rest of the matches. Oh, the Manchester Derby, Manchester United versus Manchester City at 12:30 on Saturday afternoon. Then Saturday afternoon at 3 p.m., Everton versus Chelsea. That should be a cracker of a match. 9:15, my Tottenham Hotspur against Crystal Palace, a London derby there. You got Southampton, Sheffield United, Fulham versus Liverpool, Arsenal versus Burnley, and Leicester versus Brighton. So, some good games, so not so good games, but soccer's heating up, man. Soccer, a lot of things going on. The 16 teams, the group stage is over in the Champions League. So now in February, the round of 16 starts. The soccer never stops. The MLS Cup final is Saturday. Columbus versus Seattle. That should be good. Yeah, a lot going on. We'll have a lot for you next Monday. I mean, the soccer, the football. There'll probably be more baseball news. Yeah, you'll come on with your Browns hoodie and the hat and the whole get-up, which we should have been doing, you know. Just keep doing it, man. Fanboy, baby. You gotta embrace it. Gotta embrace the fan. Embrace it.
I like it.
Hockey's coming back, hopefully. Come on.
All right, your mental case. We'll talk on Monday.
Get out, Adam Gase.
All right there, buddy.
All right, man. This was fun.
For all you guys that watch, thank you. We appreciate it. And we'll be back Monday, sharp, back and better than ever, Monday at 6 p.m.
Oh, I like the Greeny reference, Dave. And let's go, Islanders.